So again, welcome to the class, and in this we are going to do the equilibrium, the place or effective demand where AD is equal to AS. And there are places in which there are points where there is a disequilibrium where AD is less than or more than AS. So that's exactly what we are going to do. Sometimes you do get a question as in the economy, explain national income equilibrium through ADAS approach. This is something, and there's another thing which we have to do is full employment equilibrium. So many a times the children get confused with this. There's a lot of confusion. So that is why I'm going to do it once again. Like in the last class, we did talk about effective demand, but sometimes they don't call it effective demand. They'll just say explain national income equilibrium through ADAS approach. So you will write when AD is equal to AS. You can give this like what we've discussed already. This is the table that you can see. At 400, AD is equal to AS. Otherwise, there's disequilibrium, and that is where some places AD is more than AS, and in others AD is less than AS. So we're going to do all that. Now, for example, you'll see that the equilibrium level of income, national income, means that level of national income where the aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. So what is that? AD is equal to AS, right? So if aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply, there will be a tendency of decrease in production and national income. And similarly, if aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply, there will be a tendency of increase in production and national income. And this is how you can show this with the help of this diagram that you've already done. A simple diagram that will tell you AD is equal to AS. Alright. So in this, like for example, excess demand, when AD is greater than AS, what happens? When AD is more than AS, it will lead to a fall in the inventories with the producers, more demand. So the producers will produce more to reach the desired level of inventories. So this will raise the aggregate supply till it becomes equal to aggregate demand. Alright, so this is what is known as excess demand. Now, what is there is deficient demand. So when aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply, it will lead to build up of inventories of unsold goods with the producers. So the producers will cut back the production to reduce the unsold inventories to the demand level. This will continue until aggregate demand and aggregate supply are equal. So basically this is what we've done, and this is the question that we were doing, that it makes it very clear that only at one point where AD is equal to AS, the demand is equal to the supply, aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. So there is no build-up of inventories, nothing of that sort. And the overall effect above the equilibrium is national income increases, and below the equilibrium it decreases. So that is what one has to make clear in their heads, because next what we do is we are going to do the full employment equilibrium. What is full employment equilibrium? That's what we will do. So this is effective demand. It's just like what we did in microeconomics. When AD is equal to AS, prices determined in the market, and what happens when there's an increase in price, then what happens? Disequilibrium. The higher the price, more the supply, sort of. Higher the price, lesser demand, so excess supply, and below the equilibrium it's excess demand. So in this we are talking about the aggregate, the entire demand and the entire supply, which determines the national income. So it is all about that. And is it good for the economy or not? That also we just discussed, and we just said something about inventory, something about production. Production has to go on in order to keep the incomes generating.